Check this out. I found another one of those minimal dumb phones. A smartphone which is not exactly smart, it's been dumbed down intentionally. This particular one is called the Wisephone. Okay, it's not a smartphone but Wise. It's made by a company called Techless. They've actually been active for a few years and this seems to be like their full-fledged phone. They initially released a software concept, but this seems to be their own hardware as well, which is why they're calling it the Wisephone 2. And that's about all the apps it has built in. It has a music player which is fairly minimal, no ads, and it seems like you have to load your own music onto the phone. It does have internet, but I don't think it has any, music streaming service. And then there's maps for navigation. It doesn't seem to be using Apple Maps or Google Maps. Seems to be a stripped down version of that. It has cameras and you can see it does take colored pictures, so it's not like a monochrome phone or anything. But you can see the interface is super minimal, it's just photo and video. It does have a phone so you can call people and messages, but it only supports SMS and MMS. No social media apps as such. It has a notes app where you can obviously take notes and a clock app where you can set timers and all that. It's currently launching only for the US, so it has its own carrier plans. I'm not really sure about these plans and the value for money that they bring. If you have used a US carrier, maybe you'll know. But that's kind of what the phone would look like. It kind of reminds me of the S24 with a thicker chin, and it seems to have some kind of an alert slider as well. It's going on pre-order for $399 USD and it will be available by June. Talking about specs, it seems to have a 4000 mAh battery. And the cameras we saw, one of them is the main 64MP camera, the other two are lower resolution sensors. It only has a MediaTek P70 and 4GB RAM. That's not gonna be enough, but hey, this is a minimal phone. It doesn't have that many features, so I suppose that's okay. It has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth but no web browser, so you can't browse the internet on this. I mean, that'll defeat the whole purpose, isn't it? If you have a browser, you can access all social media anyways. So for those who are addicted, that'll just be a gateway to access their addiction once again. You can see it only has that many tools. They call them tools instead of apps. And this year they seem to be working on adding third-party app support as well, at least a few of them that they select. They're calling it the Techless tool drawer. And according to them, it will be available by the time you get this device in June. It'll primarily be around banking and all these other essential apps, no social media as such. Because it's an intentionally boring phone. And honestly, the form factor and everything seems modern. It seems to be a better device than something like the Lite phone which we have seen. And the people who have used it say the same thing, that this is the best minimal phone they have ever used. At first I was thinking, is it possible to live with only these many features? And then I caught myself like, hold on, we were living with these many features before smartphones. So I see their point. It is kind of messed up how addicted we all have become. And there's another use case for this, that it can be a kid's phone. A phone for high school or college kids. I mean, think about it. What can a child actually want from a phone? They can navigate using maps, they can call or text their parents, they can take pictures with the front and back camera, and they have a music player. They can connect their headphones and everything with Bluetooth, and they have an alarm clock. What else could a kid need? There is no browser or social media for them to waste time or be exposed to some wrong things. So I like that idea, giving them an actual phone, but that phone has no way of accessing all these distractions. That's way better than giving them some second-hand old phone because you're getting it for cheap. This thing is fairly cheap too. I mean, relatively speaking, in terms of quality and all that. Anyway, what do you think of the Wisephone 2? Do you think it'll help you break free from big tech? It does solve a major downside that I had with the Lite phone, that it's almost unusable because that phone was so tiny. This thing is actually big and genuinely usable. So maybe it's a potential option, I don't know. I'll link this down below, techless.com. Let me know what you think.